She did. Hey, you're all still here. Last one of the night. And one of my favorites.
Yes.
Mr. George, who never gets an introduction, probably because he doesn't really need one.
Aww.
But he is the heart and soul of this place, so while you're still here, give him a round.
Before I get started, thank you, everyone who came out. Thanks to everyone who stuck around all the way to the end. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you to the two young ladies who agreed to be features for me this evening. So let's hear it for Roxanne one more time. Let's hear it for Shannon one more time. And let's hear it for yourselves. Whether you came up on stage or not, let's hear it for Willie. All right, so an accidental kind of love theme happened tonight, right? Yeah. Ironically enough, I'm kind of known for like my heavier, darker, make you want to leave here and go slit your wrist type stuff. But I decided I was going to do a happy love set this time. So it's all about love, butterflies, flowers.
Unicorns?
Unicorns, fuck it, yeah, why not?
Rainbows.
All right. So I tried to arrange the pieces in an order that they would sort of tell a story. So I guess we'll start with that feeling where you're really good friends with somebody, and maybe you're both into each other, but neither of you know because you're both too chicken shit to say anything. You act like you're together, but you're not acting. And it's called Thigh for a Pillow. It's one of Roxanne's favorites. You're laying across the couch in your PJs, curled up in a blanket watching TV, using my thigh for a pillow, and I'm afraid to touch you. While you're watching whatever it is you're watching, I'm watching you. I think about the distance between my head and yours while we sit this way, and I estimate it at roughly 2 feet. 2 feet. That's it. Too short, personal bubble-breaching feet. But I'm afraid to touch you. You're right there before me, a beautiful banquet of all my favorite dishes. Pitfire, Spitfire personality, seasoned to perfection with intellect, wit, and charm, slow-cooked trust smothered with a bold honesty dressing, sweet and sour sincerity, steamed passion, and a lightly salted sense of humor. But let me save room for dessert. Because I'm talking cream-filled beauty cupcakes with fudge icing and sprinkles of every shape and color, shaped like hearts and butterflies, candy-coated sex appeal, heaping bowls of sensuality drizzled with a rich chocolate syrup. I swear the smallest helping of you could feed love to a small country. But I don't fix myself a plate. I look down at you from my vantage point and I imagine that I am a giant looking over a cliff. I imagine that your hair is a meadow and I want to pretend my fingers are children, moving stealthily and smoothly through the reeds, playing a game of hide and seek. I want to trace the pattern of your ear with my finger, like I'm drawing a musical note from a glass of water. I want to outline your jawline with carefully executed kisses, like I'm drawing up the blueprint to your facial structure with my lips. I want to hear the sound of your eyelids slowly closing break the silence. I want to introduce you to my fingertips and let the creases of my fingerprints mesh into your pores like some sort of fleshy Velcro. I want to witness the sleek, deliberate parting of your lips and watch the muffled breaths as they escape you, or rather, as you set them free. I want to capture those same breaths in one quick, deep inhalation, hold them, savor them, let them intoxicate me, then let them out slow so they cool my tongue and tickle my lips as it exits. I want to hold you like you hold my attention, but I dare not touch you. Every so often, you'll laugh at whatever it is you're watching while I'm watching you, and turn your head to look at me to see if I found it just as funny as you did, in hopes of sharing a moment of laughter with me. And I am laughing, but it's only because your laughter is contagious. I have no idea what's going on in this program that you're watching while I'm watching you, nor do I care. I don't care about the TV, the show, or the remote control. I don't care about the couch or your blanket. I don't even care about these four walls, the ceiling and floor that surround us. They do not exist right now, and you never did fit into boxes anyway. No. Right now, we're in an open field, the dew moisturizing our skin and our bond. We're having a contest to see if which one of us can count up 1,000,000 stars first, and you're winning. You keep picking the ones I was just about to pick, and you find it funny. You're so competitive, but I love that about you. We're plucking blades of grass and bending them into loops to make a chain to hang a tire from a tree. We revel in the ridiculous, and we find things out here that we can't find in any other land, on any other planet, of any other galaxy, in any other universe. We are in Oz. We are in Narnia. We are in Wonderland. This is our own private utopia, underneath the stars, beneath the heavens that are now made of your blanket, which consists of stars and lightning bugs, staring into the possible using my thigh for a pillow, and in this place, I'm not afraid to touch you. And you let me. For a moment I forget where I am, that these four walls do exist, and so do the ceiling and the floor, and whether I care about them or not, so do the blanket, the couch, and the remote, which you use to turn the television off. You sat up so quickly that I couldn't get back from the field in time for you to not notice I was gone. You asked me where I went, and I told you to a poem. You smiled, shook your head, and rolled your eyes playfully, unaware I wasn't joking. You turned the TV back on, adjusted your blanket, nestled yourself back into your comfortable position using my thigh for a pillow, and you asked me, so what do you want to watch now? All right. This one, I feel that when it comes to love, the best people at loving are kids. Because they can't lie about it. They don't know how. When a little kid tells you I love you, they're not too much concerned with your feelings. You know what I mean? They're just being honest. They're just a very matter-of-fact statement from a child. So I feel like that's the kind of love I want. So this piece is called Meet Me at the Playground. I want to love you like grade school puppy love. You can be the little girl in pigtails that I'm mean to. I'll be the little boy you chase at recess. You'll throw dirt at me, and I'll put gum in your hair. Because this is how we say I love you. So meet me at the monkey bars. We'll dangle, legs kicking. The ground beneath us will transform it into love, and on the count of 3, we'll let go and fall in together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I want to love you like a middle school crush. You can be the girl in the ponytail across the room that I can't keep my eyes off of, and I'll be the guy you pass notes to in the hall. You'll share your gum with me, and I'll carve our names into a lunch table, because this is how we say I love you. So meet me after school. I'll carry your books, I'll walk you home, and when I drop you off at your front doorstep, 1, 2, 3. I want to love you like a high school sweetheart. You can be the young lady with her hair down that I want to ask to prom, and I can be the young man you'll ask to Sadie Hawkins. You'll wear my jacket, and I'll hang our picture in a locker, because this is how we say I love you. So meet me under the bleachers at the homecoming. I'll pull you close, kiss you, and as our team scores the winning touchdown, we will 1, 2, 3. See, I want to love you like a child loves, completely, unconditionally, because this is how a man loves. You can be the woman of my dreams, and I will be the man at your side. We'll be the wind in each other's sails and the spines in each other's backs, because this is how we say I love you. So meet me at the playground. I'll be in the sandbox, building you a castle. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. All right, so the relationship has progressed a little bit, right? Now you're like 2 months in, 2.5, and you really, really like the person, and it's starting to feel like love, you know, but not quite. You're not in love, but you're definitely in like with the person, right? This is called like. I am absolutely, positively, 100% head over heels in like with you. I like you like crazy. You are the like of my life, and life is like a box of chocolates, so You never know what we might get. I like you like a Facebook status. I'm giving you a thumbs up. Get it, baby? Facebook status, thumbs up. Baby, I like you like Valley girls like to say like, and I mean that's like awesome. I like you a whole lot of bunches of oodles and oodles of tongues. I like you so much that liking you made me forget how much I like chocolate milk. And if you know me like I know that you know me, then you know that I really, really, really like chocolate milk. So that's like serious. I like you like the sun likes to warm the beach, like stars like to decorate the sky, like the moon likes to tug on the ocean. But you're much too sweet and pretty to be anything like the cold pale moon, so I like to think that if you were a heavenly body, instead of just having a heavenly body, that you would be a red star going supernova, a billion light years away, casting cosmic fairy dust into my atmosphere. As I fall into your orbit, what I'm saying is, I'd like to revolve around you. I'd like to fall into you like you were a swimming pool full of all the things I like the most. I like you like waves like boats, like Eskimos like coats. I like you like I like hot butter on my breakfast toast. Good morning. What I'd like to wake up to. I'd like to be the man in your life, and I'd like to build a life together. And maybe I like you a little too much, but maybe, just maybe, that's okay this time. And maybe all this like is beginning to like tiptoe into the arenas of love, but honestly, I'd like that too. Thank you. So now at this point in the relationship, the girl's kind of got a feeling that you're digging her, right? But she's not going to come out and ask you, so instead she'll say something like, you should write a poem about me. When she said, you should write a poem about me, she might as well have commanded me to enter her confessional, drop hard to my knees, and begin disclosing all the secrets I'd been keeping, precariously perched on the tip of my tongue. It was as though she reached down the gullet into the furthest dungeon of my stomach and flung open the cell door. With one sentence, she removed the shackles from my tongue, the locks from my larynx, the muzzle from my mouth, and said, "Speak, boy. Speak." There I stood, dressed head to toe in yellow, attempting to blend into a blue wall of ambiguity. Camouflaged in dayglow, wondering if she had any idea what she was asking of me, unaware that that poem began writing itself on the inside of a castle wall the moment I first heard her speak. And if I could, I would travel back in time to a place I'd find her finger bare and read her this poem from the future. Because in this moment, while I'm writing this, I'm nervous and I'm anxious. I'm timid, rattled to my core, not unlike I am when I'm before her, because she is a line drawn in the sand that I am not allowed to cross. She is the unreachable itch between my shoulder blades, the tickle in the back of my throat, a playful push onto a dance floor, a pinky toe testing the water. She is the stolen kiss from an unwritten romance, the laser-guarded artifact in my favorite museum, a sandcastle built too close to the shore. She is a diet's favorite slice of cake, a recovering addict's drug of choice, the thirst I cannot quench. She is a skydive, a motorcycle stunt, a swallowed sword, a bungee jump. She is 90 miles an hour at 3 a.m., rounding a turn, swerving. She's unnerving. She is the sold-out concert I'm too late for, the dream I'm disappointed to wake up from. She is my most carefully crafted metaphor, my most sonic symbol. And this was the easiest poem I've ever had to write. This is an itty-teeny bitty one, which I don't really do a lot of short pieces, but my writing partner and along with a couple other writers have told me, not everything has to be this long-ass epic poem, George. So this is called Imagined You. I remember you. I ran into you once while I was sleepwalking. Or maybe it was in a daydream. What I do know for sure is that I must have imagined you because beings like you are not supposed to exist in real life. You're only supposed to exist in the furthest corners of my imagination. So tell me, how did you get here? Thanks. Oh, okay. I gotta sit down for this one. This This is the only poem that I ever got asked to do twice in one night.
Yes!
Ladies!
I remember. Yep. Yeah. This is requested. This is requested.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right, so. All right, this is called Canvas. I want to write my next poem along the supple surface of your skin. I want to use the dimples in the small of your back as the wells for my ink and trace the soliloquies of our intimacy in calligraphy across your collarbone. I want to make your body my storybook. Slowly open your cover and find fantasy within your deepest pages. Let me write in rhyme along the inside of your right thigh, crossing T's and dotting I's with every smiling sigh. On the left, I'll sketch the visual of a shuddered breath that leaves your lips like a happily ever after. Let the bristles of my brush paint narratives neatly around your navel, spiraling outward from your center. It'll tickle, just a little, but you'll like it. May I highlight your hair, lick you a lullaby. Let me weave whimsy on your waistline, remind you of when your waist met mine, that first time we intertwined on a makeshift bed of throw pillows and couch cushions, wrapped in blankets on my living room floor. Nude, subdued, quaking under my quill from the very first stanza that sounded something like satisfaction. Let me tell the story of our graceful collision, our slow motion crash. Allow me to tell the tale of handfuls of tugged hair, bite mark shaped bruises, and the canyons you etched into my back. The two of us outside ourselves, watching our bodies make love that looked like war. Earthy and ethereal, loving and aggressive. From the outside looking in, it may have appeared as if we didn't even like each other. Let me speak of the crystalline tear that fell magically from your eye. The night we cried out in unison like the twin barrels of a shotgun. The night we came together so violently we split an atom. We became cosmic, galactic. We went supernova. The universe formed off the force of one big bang and we exploded together. Holy shit. We must be gods now. So let me make your body my new Bible. I've brought my finest pens and a bottle of fresh ink. Thank you. All right, my last piece is Amusing My Muse. I'm going to attempt to do this over music, if assuming the sound system's working back there, because Patty left. So, you ready, CJ? When I met you, it wasn't like I met you. It was more like I remember. The delicate harmonies of your voice and subtle cadence of your speech transported me to a long-lost, distant memory, perhaps even from a previous life, of someone that I loved already. You reminded me of things I didn't know I had forgotten. Things that up until this point, I would have sworn were impossible, but you've got me questioning everything. Everything. And I'm learning that under the right conditions, I can fly. I can move through walls. I can push my pen across the surface of the page with my mind and write things that I hope amuse my muse. Things like, you're every color's favorite hue. You're an autumn mountain's view. You're a crossword puzzle clue. A wind chime's favorite tune. You're a brand new pair of shoes. I mean, I want to walk with you. I want to write poems on every mirror in your house, so when you look into them, you see what I see. I want to be the fountain to your smile. I want to tap your sense of humor so I can drink your laughter from a cup and get drunk on your silly. Let me get inebriated on your most intimate ideas. Let me be the goblet that you pour yourself into. It is not enough to exist as a part of your life. I need to participate in your existence, because every morning I wake up with your song on my lips and your name on my pillowcase. You're in the fibers of every muscle I stretch, arms extended, reaching out for you. You're my first sip of coffee. You make me alert. My mind's breakfast, nourishment for good mornings, and I can't think of any better way to start my day. Last night, I had a dream that I was chasing you through the empty hallways of an old hotel, listening for your giggles around corners as I navigated the corridors, following the trail of love letters that fell out of your pockets. And when I caught you, you handed me a notebook of blank pages, then ran off again, leaving me counting backwards from 10, singing "Catch Me If You Can." So I set my snares and baited my hooks within its pages, poetry poised, ready to pounce on you, but words just don't seem worthy of you these days. So instead, I leave treasures mounted to walls that only you would think to hunt for, only you could know their value, verbal trinkets for you to add to your collection, vintage memories we haven't yet created, and somehow the shoebox that we keep them in is already overflowing. It's taking both of us to force the lid down, and even that's barely working. Every phone call is another memory in the box. Every ticket is a ticket stub to a movie we haven't seen. Every spoken word falls delicately into place, building something we have no definition for, something so beautiful neither of us understand it. Like a flower that blooms in the shade, the odds are against us, but we flourish. Our roots grow stronger, longer, uprooting the cobblestones of the paths we once walked together. Yes, the paths we once walked together. This isn't the first time that I've loved you. It just can't be. I told you. I remember. Vividly. Thank you. I appreciate you all very, very much. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, we're doing this all over again. All right? Let's keep it going. Everybody have a good night and get to where you're going safely. Love y'all.